Hey, down in front.
No, I like that.
Renfield.
What the fuck?
Renfield, baby.
That was cool
We
as
did that
shit.
yesterday. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So, Renfield. What a movie. Really funny movie.
I'd say like I didn't expect it, but I somewhat expected it. I don't know. It's weird. It just I knew Nicolas Cage was going to be Nicolas Cage, but
I mean, they really give him a big spotlight to shine in this movie. And if you're a fan of like dark comedy, action, and some horror elements, if you like vampire type things, this one's definitely for you. I definitely enjoyed this film. I had a good time watching it. Was laughing the whole time.
It's better than the Dracula series we watched.
It is better than the Dracula series that we watched.
Dude, it was only
Dracula.
3 episodes and it was on Netflix.
Yeah, it was like hour-long episodes.
The first
or
2
something.
episodes, fantastic. Last
Third one, terrible.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But this
Stupid
one,
shit.
this one
Back
was
to
really
Renfield, sorry.
cool. You're good.
I mean, I'm just Dracula.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I mean,
Persons.
never seen Nicolas Cage do anything Dracula related, and honestly, I want more, man. I want more
Does this
of,
leave off with a potential?
Well, yeah, I would say
Technically,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, it does leave it open for maybe a second film, which was cool. I'd like to see Nicolas Cage come back as Dracula. I definitely think on screen though, he really stole the show. I mean, every scene with him in it, I wanted more
look
of
at
it.
him down here with this top hat right there.
Right,
look at
exactly.
That
I
was
mean-
him, dude, geeking.
And it was cool because the way that they set him up was just, I mean, you just really believed that he was Dracula. I mean, it was awesome.
I mean,
it was really fun.
Before we get into the spoiler aspects
Yeah.
of it, can we talk about the prosthetics in the beginning? It was
Amazing.
crazy.
Amazing,
I
yeah.
was not expecting like underworld level of prosthetics.
Yeah, it
as
was
far as
very
like a
cool.
vampire, that's what it reminded me. And then
Yeah.
his like chair with the bags and all that.
Yeah.
That I was thinking Victor that whole time.
Yeah.
Dude. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was good.
Very cool. Really interesting lore too. I mean, again, the action sequences, nice. The action sequences in this film were really fun and cool. I will say though, I do feel like because Nick Cage is so good as Dracula, anytime he's in a scene with anyone else, he's outshining.
Well, of course,
everybody.
but it would make sense as far as Dracula being a more not necessarily imposing feature, but just magnitude. Like,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
would be attracted to it.
Yeah.
And then also just something that Stone touched on actually too is the color grading. The
Yeah,
way
it's very
the film
blue
was
and
graded
orange.
was
It's
really
very
cool.
Yeah.
The
The only reason I
you'll
touched on
see
that
it,
was
like,
because of the trailer that we reviewed.
Exactly. And they kept this tone, and you see it in the clips that I have here. This bluish hue they use, and it's a very like undead-esque tone.
Yeah.
And then obviously the oranges are like popping to that contrast in color. They did really good job with
Really cool.
a lot of those places. Like the bar was a really cool visual and stuff like that. So
Really cool sets, really cool designs of really everybody's costume. Everybody felt really cool. A lot of language in it, but it was funny.
Let me ask you this. What I'm gonna ask is in trailers.
okay.
Was there a lot of the fucking body getting shredded scenes?
Yes.
Correct, yes.
With comic
Yes.
relief?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And
I'm gonna go watch this by
melding
myself
the
tomorrow
two, it's
after
pretty
work.
funny.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
do
I'm
it.
gonna get tickets
So-
tomorrow after work and watch it by myself.
So yeah, a
worth
lot
it.
of
I'm going to.
a lot of gory comedy in this film, which was
So
interesting.
it's kind of like early Evil Dead aspect.
Yeah, kind of.
horror.
Yeah, I would definitely
'Cause
say
I did
so.
watch those.
If you like I said, dark comedy, horror type movies, this is definitely one for you. I think this is a perfect movie to start off like spooky season and stuff like that. Like it's just a fun fall
Would this be added
type movie.
to your spooky season movie?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, this one is fun, man. It's a good watch, and it was fun to laugh with, friends or even if you see it by yourself, whatever. Like you're gonna be laughing. I
It's
think
funny.
so. I forget the actor's name, but he's the voice of Sonic. He's in it as well, and it's just really funny hearing him just say fuck and everything all the time because he's Sonic. So it was really funny. I don't know. I don't really think that there was
I am Klaus.
anything in the movie that I guess I would say like the slow parts, they do dip down a little bit.
Yeah.
There are some slow parts in the film, but they do kind of like ramp right back up with like an action scene or comedy that's landing. Somebody that really surprised me in the film that I didn't think
Exactly what you're gonna say.
I would like really, and it's nothing really against her.
Got it right.
Is Awkwafina.
Yep.
I didn't really necessarily like her character in Shang-Chi.
Cop, right?
And yeah, she's a cop. But she does deliver a pretty good performance in this. I thought it was pretty solid.
I would say worried about the most.
Yeah, me
but
too.
you know.
Act like the same as she did in Shang-Chi.
Well, that's
mainly
why
because of like her voice and how she says shit.
No.
Okay.
It's the fact that she at least
Has a
she was in a
particular
show
role.
in Comedy Central and she played basically herself in that show, and then in Shang-Chi she's doing the same exact thing in that.
Mm-hmm.
In this, it was a little bit more believable that she was like a different person and a cop. And you know, and she is a funny person, and like she has a lot of comedy background, obviously with the show on Comedy Central and stuff. So her jokes were written very much for her, but her delivery in them were really good.
Right.
She made me laugh a lot during this film, and I had a good time watching her on screen. I thought she was a cool character.
I agree.
Yeah.
She did good. The plot of hers, it was like
Little weird. Yeah, a little weird here.
but
and there.
like I wouldn't say that this is necessarily a plot heavy movie.
No,
it's a fun hack and slash and comedy and over the top Nicolas Cage. Don't go in it for the plot.
No,
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, this
For
is
sure.
This is a movie where you want to
Still
watch
a funny plot. That
like,
was
and just laugh it up and just be like, what the like what the hell? Like there were multiple times during this film where we were like, oh no, like you know what I mean? Like I mean, people were getting ripped apart in this film. So it was fun. It was really cool. Dracula's super imposing again. Can't say it enough. Nicolas Cage's performance as Dracula was just so good.
I agree.
So good. I loved his like accent, his emphasis on certain words, and his.
Oh, really? Did you really?
Yeah. His facial expressions in the film were amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down, you know, it's just a really fun film to watch. So yeah, I mean, I'm good on that. That's my non-spoiler.
That's the
review.
non-spoiler. All right, we'll hop into the
Well,
spoiler.
wait, final review.
Sorry, final number 8.
Yeah. So what are you giving it?
For me, an 8. It's definitely funny. It's not the best plot, like I said, but it's fun. It's a fun movie. Go watch it. It's 8. Laugh your ass.
For me, it was a 7. I think it was definitely above average. I think it was a fun movie. Like I said, the slow parts kind of dipped down for me a little bit, but it brought it back enough for me to, you know, be like, hell yeah, let's get in there.
I feel like you need that, though. You
100%.
need a decompression to bring back that Nicolas Cage action.
Yeah. So, you know, it wasn't the best, like, movie I've ever seen.
Right.
It's definitely not far from the worst.
It was more than I was expecting, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I had a great time watching it. Super funny movie. Love Nicolas Cage's Dracula. So I definitely would recommend it. It's a funny movie. Go see it.
Go see it. All right. So, spoiler review. This is your warning. Spoiler warning. Wee wooing. Oh, here we go. And Stone's gone.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen it tomorrow, so he probably doesn't want to get spoiled.
Gotcha. It was funny that just covered his video.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So, yeah.
Spoilers for Renfield. So, Renfield starts off pretty interesting, to be honest, where it's like you get this like wild ass transition back in time to like black and white film grit and stuff, and Nicolas Cage looks so cool, like just being like, oh, Dracula.
The old traditional type Dracula, the Bram Stoker-esque.
Yes.
Yep.
Very cool. Renfield gives you some backstory that he was like a real estate agent, went to the Count to, or not the Count, but he went to, don't call him the Count. He went to the Dark One to try and get a deal, get him some land and get some gold and stuff. Ended up doing really well and kind of like utilizing Dracula's like I guess upper echelon status as like kind of a tool to get him more land and blah blah blah. ends up becoming Dracula's familiar, and then is trying to get out of that. Basically, is the movie.
His toxic relationship.
Yes,
which I thought was a fair and funny juxtaposition, like not juxtaposition, but like analogy.
Yeah, I thought that it was an interesting take on the familiar type of thing, because I've seen what is it called? What We Do in the Shadows or whatever, and like the Taika Waititi
TV
on
show?
FX. Yeah, seen that and the familiar aspect in that show, kind of similar to this, but way more like, I don't know. This one was, I don't know. I thought it was better in my opinion than Taika Waititi's one. The other thing that Renfield can do is like he eats bugs and can get like crazy powers.
He gets a fraction of Dracula's powers.
Yeah, and I guess like they did explain it, but they didn't really explain
No,
it.
they didn't explain why bugs. Like he said, it has to be a living source.
Yeah, and it just, I mean, even Renfield himself says like I eat bugs and get the power, okay? All right.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it was like
we're brushing over.
Yeah, just
again,
accept
not having
it.
to be plot heavy. It's not something that needed to be explained.
Yeah.
Just have to know he eats the bugs
and he can rip people apart and stuff. It's pretty sick.
Yep.
We get a cool ass thing here where Dracula's about to like attack a priest, and he's stuck in this circle that they have, this protection circle. And Renfield kicks his slipper out and messes up the circle, and then you see Dracula go inside of the priest like through smoke and then explode him. Oh my god, it was crazy.
I did like that setup though. I don't have it up.
Matt's in the chat. So I talking about my final score for Renfield. The other action sequence that I really liked in this movie was the one where they Renfield's flipping through the air, ripping off arms and throwing them through people and stuff.
Them, yeah.
It was crazy. A lot of really funny jokes in here. Nicolas Cage as Dracula was just so good. I mean, it was so good. I mean, his teeth coming out too, and
I
breaking
liked
them
them
off and everything. I like the teeth. I thought they were going to be distracting, but they really weren't.
No, and it was cool. I sat further back in the mouth and stuff. It was interesting.
How about that face getting ripped off part, dude? That was crazy. I was like, what the fuck?
Not expecting that either.
And the guy's like, oh! I was like, oh my god, dude, it's crazy.
A lot of gore for sure.
Stone said, fuck that, I'm still listening. I don't care.
There you go. But yeah.
So, I mean, there are definitely parts in this film, like I said, that were just absolutely a treat to see on screen. Dracula just doing every power that you've heard Dracula having was just so cool. The one scene where Renfield's going to the church group that he's been venting to, and there's the door swings open, and the instructor guy's like, oh yeah, come on in, buddy. And Dracula just comes in, and everybody's like, no. And then
the one at his apartment was my favorite.
Oh, with the welcome mat. Yeah,
he saw that when the door opened. He was like,
yeah, that was cool to me.
Did
where
it
he
to
opened
himself,
the door,
man.
Because at first, when I saw that scene, I was like, "How did he get in?" I was like, "He's a vampire." And then they show the welcome mat, and Renfield's like, "Fuck!" And I was like, "Oh, that was a cool little thing where it's it already says welcome,
already invited,
come in,
there."
And it's like, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. So I thought that was cool. Loved the eyeballs as olives in his blood martini too while he's drinking
little things like that. It's all crazy.
It was crazy, dude.
One of my favorite parts was his transformation.
I was just about to say the
and
transformation
that they had multiple prosthetics to show that transition. Great.
It was so cool, dude. Yeah, he had little straggles of hair and everything.
That's what made, besides the throne and the blood packs, that slow transformation is what makes me think of Underworld and Victor.
Yeah.
Because they did the same thing. You come out and all emaciated and all that, and then slowly build up to the power.
You're feeding me trash, Renfield. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, because they were all just loser ass humans. They do a lot of cocaine in this movie.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of cocaine. Oh my god, so
guy
funny.
Snorted the bug, dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
That's his method of getting the power.
Yeah. I mean, dude,
Centipede?
there's crazy. Oh my god, that was crazy. I was like, oh, yikes. And then they got a cool like crime boss family in it too, which was interesting.
It was weird. That part was weird for me, but whatever.
They just
like,
owned
you need
the city, whatever.
Aspect. I don't know.
But I mean, again, Dracula in general in this film is just such a treat in every scene that he's in.
What was the guy's name? The mob guy.
Mob guy.
The main mob guy who turned into the familiar at the end.
Teddy
Lobo?
Yeah, Teddy Lobo. Yeah, Sonic. It's Sonic's name. Yeah.
That's Teddy Lobo.
Yeah.
How do you know it's Teddy Lobo? Hey, I'm Teddy Lobo.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it's Teddy Lobo.
Yeah.
I thought just things like that was funny.
Yeah, and that actor, I love him. He's in Parks and Rec as well, and he's very animated like that too. So it was just so much fun seeing him on screen and kind of like not having a leash on him and just being like, go crazy, dude. That was fun.
And I did like too how like he was somewhat of like a little bitch, you know. He did, like, have you ever killed a person? Really, like that whole scene was pretty intense. Yeah, I was like, is he gonna shoot her?
Yeah, I thought.
And then maybe
would.
Renfield would get her back somehow. I don't know, but that was, dude. Yeah, that was pretty intense. And then the whole then with the mother too. Like, I'm looking for like my legacy to continue. Yeah, and that delves into like, well, he finds Dracula. Like, this is the way that we can do this.
This is how I get my hands dirty. I just send Dracula out on people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And I mean, again, that's where, like you were saying before, where it's like not a plot heavy movie, but there's enough oomph there to get you to the next scene, and it makes you believe like, oh yeah, like what they're doing totally makes sense. You know, this crime boss guy is trying to utilize Dracula because Dracula is angry at Renfield for betraying him and trying to protect people instead of giving him nourishment and shit. I loved the one scene where he's like, and Renfield, this is our plan. It's world domination. And you see world domination on the thing, and he's like, and it's you, like, Renfield, and it's like a post-it note.
Dracula and Renfield.
And Renfield, right? It's like a post-it note on there, like attached to Dracula's name. It was just so good, and I
enjoyed the comedy in it. It was good.
And the whole sharing circle was hilarious. The whole thing where it was like, you know, the first sequence where they're in the sharing circle, Renfield doesn't really want to share. He's just kind of listening to everybody. Then the second time, Renfield finally opens up, and like everybody's like, what happens when you take charge, man? And Renfield's like, he won't grow to full power. And the guy's like, he won't grow to full power. It's really weird that
it's a weird way to say that, but
you're right. And then everybody's like, he won't grow to full power.
He won't grow to full power.
Yeah, and then
and now if you take control, what would happen? I would grow to full power. I don't really believe you when he says, I'll grow to full power. I'll grow to full power. I will grow to full power. Funny.
It was just funny, man. And there's this girl, Carol, where every time she's sharing, they'll start the sharing circle with her, and she's sharing, and then Renfield will just bust through the door. And she's
I need your help, everybody.
Yeah, she's like, I guess I'm done. Like, I guess I wasn't sharing or anything, and
that I geek so much at this. Fuck Carol, right? I hate her too.
Well, and then at the end, she wasn't even there. Like
that's what I'm saying. Everybody got
saved, brought back to life, but not Carol, dude. They got rid of her.
Oh my God,
so funny, dude.
Fuck Carol, right?
I mean, and
I think that little aspect of it is such a little Easter egg that we noticed.
Yeah.
I got wrapped up into the whole fuck Carol thing. It was funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And fuck Kyle, right? And it's like, fuck you, Kyle.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was so funny, dude. Yeah, there's this character named Kyle. Every time he says something, everybody's like, fuck you, Kyle. Yeah, it was so funny. Every time they would do that, we were like, that was Lee-Ball. That's
dude, at the beginning where he's like, you say F you to me all the time. Fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, so great movie. Definitely highly recommend.
Yeah. I think it was a definite must-see for me. For sure. So, go see it. It was good.
Definitely.
What's really good, everyone? If you like what you saw today, you can click another video that's going to be right up here. There's a bunch of playlist section that has our full-length podcast that we go in-depth way more. And that's going to be right over there. And if you really, really like us, because we're goofballs, you can please hit this subscribe button. It's right here. It's that easy. Just, do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it.